Blessings, family. My name is Hafiza Touré. I am your host for Labors of Love podcast, which is definitely a labor of love for me. So thank you for joining us tonight. We're here every Monday at 9:30 to have a conversation. And we're having conversation with some phenomenal human beings who have accepted the call of supporting mothers and families during their conception or fertility, pregnancy, labor and delivery, postpartum, and just this motherhood journey that we find ourselves on. It does take a village, and we will be meeting some of those individuals who have been supporting the village and are here to support you. So let's begin the conversation. I'm extremely excited, if you can't already tell. I have a phenomenal guest who is near and dear to me, a good friend, Regina. She is a doula. She's a Dada doula, and we will get into what that title means as well, and the collective that she comes from. And just a little bit about her. She's a mother of two. And she has been present during women's most difficult and joyous moments. Her heart's desire is to offer parents emotional, physical, and informational support, all while making sure that their decisions and choices are heard and respected. Doula Regina also trained with Doulas of North America, DONA, with trainer and Earth's Natural Touch elder Amadoma. Amadoma, and also with Earth's Natural Touch Fertility Journey Specialist team, supporting females who are preparing to conceive and maintain their pregnancy. Gina is a 2017 Interdisciplinary Doula graduate from the first cohort, which was a 14-month Earth's Natural Touch Birth Care and Beyond, Doula Skills and Beyond program. So that is a lot. She's definitely put in, a lot of time, passion, and energy into what it is she does. So I am grateful to be able to introduce you all to Regina, also known as Doula Gina.
Peace and blessings, Thank you for having me. Congratulations on the Labor of Love podcast.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be here with you today.
It is an honor to have you. I am so grateful you accepted the invitation, and just, you are such a bright light. So I'm grateful that you get to shine some of that on the audience tonight and just share some of your experience and definitely your story. So I definitely want to honor time. I know I only have you for about 25 minutes. So
jump right get to it. Yes. Blessings, everyone. Yep, I'm Dada Zori, Earth's Natural Touch doula. As you said, I graduated cohort. I started in 2016, but graduated 2017, and here we are.
Yes.
Here we are.
Yes. So I know it's a phenomenal program. We could spend hours just on that alone, but I definitely want people to kind of get to know you and know what your journey was. And, prior to you even being introduced to that aspect of it, at what point in your life did you have an awareness of, this birthing journey and what it meant to support women, and when did that begin to speak to you?
Honestly, I'm gonna be truthful. I thought doula. I heard the term doulas when I was younger, and I just didn't think they existed anymore. And I happened to be out one day, bump into a phenomenal woman, and she, Sahana Devotion of Earth's Natural Touch, and we spoke briefly about it, and I was like, never not knowing the detail or how deep it was, but she spoke about it and invited me to an info session. And when I went to the info session, the knowledge that, and this is just in the info session, we ain't talking about the 14 months, but the knowledge that she had dropped, in the info session, I was like, this feels good. Like, it feels good. Not knowing how serious it was, but it felt good then. and I decided to enroll, and that's where it began. Just being, taking her courses, not even just taking the courses, but just being amongst that collective, studying with those sisters, and that's where it began. And once I started studying and you started hearing the statistics, and you want to get in there. And ironically, at the time, one of my best friends were pregnant, and we had threw it out in the air, like, what if we had a home birth? And you see how things align. And then I happened to meet Sahana, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to take this course because I wanted to be so present at her birth. And that was it. That
That
was
is beautiful. I like how you say how everything aligns. You put it out there and then things just fall into place. You think it's coincidence, but it
There's
is
no such thing.
definitely
Yeah, it just aligned itself that way,
that is
and
beautiful.
started from there.
So when you say you started hearing the statistics and things like that, but you were already had some awareness of, like, traditional birthing methods. You mentioned you were discussing with your sister about having a home birth. What before you got introduced to the programs that you went through, what was like your understanding, or did you have an understanding of the options around birth and kind of what to expect?
Honestly, I didn't know in detail. I was one that, you know, I didn't know how serious, Black women and babies were being affected. You just hear the surface of, birth is painful. You just hear the basic stuff. But when you sit in amongst sisters that are studying this, and you realize, like, women are really dying, and it was like inevitable for me to just, like, that's it. I want to save something. I want to get in there. So, it's another thing is I had attended a birth 11, maybe about 8 to 10 years prior, just out of a fluke. I just attended a birth, and I held space for that sister. I held space, but didn't know exactly the passion or what it meant then. It
Mm,
was just like, oh, I'm having a baby. Okay, I'll be there. And, when I saw what was happening, not knowing the statistics and what the doctors do, nurses do, but yeah, it started there. And once I decided to be there for my best friend, I wanted to just, you know, that was the kicker when I
catalyst.
actually attended her birth. And that's when it got real, like, so to speak.